Hey, what's going on with y'all, man? It's Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video. So y'all already know what's going on. All right, y'all. Now, a lot of you may recognize this man on the screen. And in the last video I did, someone actually recommended that I do a video on it. So I figured, why not? Let's cover the 1965 broadcast that was a warning to America, and it was titled by Paul Harvey, "If I Were the Devil." Now, in the short clip, he talks about what he would do if he was the Prince of Darkness, how he would want to keep the entire world in darkness. You know, basically, he would continue doing it the way that the devil has always done it, which is pervert everything. Now, hearing this clip from 1965, well over 50 years ago, kind of give you goosebumps because it's very accurate. Definitely could consider it a prophetic word. He must have been very in tune in how things were going to eventually end up. Some people have a gift at that, at seeing where something is going to go before, way before it gets to that point, seeing the signs of things. So I thought the clip was very interesting. I think I have came across this before, but listening to it now, it definitely hits a lot different. So it was a very good suggestion for us to do a video about it and talk about some of the points that he makes in this clip. So without me talking too much, y'all go ahead and check this out.
If I were the devil, if I were the Prince of Darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree, thee. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
Now, we all know the Prince of Darkness, or the devil, or whatever you want to call him. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And the more we continue to wage sin, the more we allow these demons, this devil, to control our lives. Now, in the world that we live in today, it is completely ran by people who lean on their own understanding, who are more and more every day with the internet that was created at CERN, the World Wide Web. I feel like it was, you know, in a sense, I feel like the internet is the devil. I feel like it's an entity, it's a demon. But with the internet and social media, people have become their own teachers. We could talk about YouTubers, we could talk about anything, or just someone in general, people who don't necessarily listen to YouTubers, but they also don't seek God. They also don't read the Bible. So to me, that's dangerous in the world that we live in. Personally, it's very dangerous for you. Because like I said, people are leaning on their own understanding. They're not seeking God for anything. They're becoming their own teachers. They're teaching themselves about this world, about the spirit world, about the devil, trying to teach themselves about God. Better yet, teaching themselves things that are so far from God, it doesn't even make sense. Believing that, like Paul Harvey said, like men created God, or, we are gods, or, these theories that are entertaining to the ear. They sound good. People today, they would rather believe in some kind of alien creating us than just something as simple as God creating us. And then when they say they don't believe in God because they want to know who created God, they ask too many questions, because the fact that God was never created and he is existence, God is literally existence himself. He just existed. He was always there before time. They don't understand that. They can't wrap their minds around that. So they continue to seek the answer from somewhere else, because they're not willing to pay attention to the truth. They don't want to know the truth. People don't want to know the truth. That's why I consider us to be a part of the 15% of the world who actually knows and understands and seeks this kind of information. Then you have that 85% of the world who could, they don't give a damn. And I believe once you get to a certain part, or a certain time in life, it's your duty to seek some kind of truth, either about yourself or through God. And you want to do that with God. You want to start that relationship, at least try. But we live in that kind of world where things are being dictated by people who are very young and clueless. That's why I said all the devil wants to do is kill, steal, and destroy, and pervert everything, especially toward younger minds. The music industry, social media, everything is geared toward young people, because they can't even make decisions for themselves. So a lot of them are making decisions for millions of other people that look up to them. So boom, the devil just won another million souls. He just perverted another million people to keep their eyes on him. Continue doing the things that you want to do in this world. Don't listen to the truth. Don't seek God. Do what you want to do. You're here to do exactly what you want to do. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Goes back to that do what thou wilt, that same ideology. That's what the devil wants you to do. Paul Harvey was so accurate with it. Everything he said is exactly what it is, what's going on today. He even talked about preachers and the little ones. And I know what he meant by that. And I think that's my point that I wanted to talk about, is the fact that, people just don't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? And in the time that we live in, it is very hard for you to pay attention to what's going on around you. You're always in your phone. There's always something distracting you and keeping you away from really seeking God and finding out your purpose in this world. And I get it, y'all. I get it, because we all walked in darkness until we became into the light of God, until we started to learn ourselves, learn who God was, and we were strong enough and willing to lean on God and try to create that relationship. Like, I understand someone who doesn't quite get it, and takes it to as simple as not even knowing how to pray. I understand that, because most of us come from that, especially if you don't have a family that was strong in the church or strong in reading the Bible or pitting these kind of things on you as a kid. Like, if you don't come from that kind of family, you don't know what to do. You lean, like I said, you lean on your own understanding. You go with what you feel in your gut, and in a sense, that's you following your own God in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've had conversations with people too many times about, who created us, who, like, I think, just to kind of revisit that point, I think that is the biggest, it's the biggest thing that takes people from understanding God and believing in God, is the fact that they can't wrap their heads around who created us. People would literally rather believe in the Anunnaki or some kind of crazy theory that they heard on YouTube instead of just reading the Bible or just going outside and look at creation and then try to find an understanding of who actually created what we're in. It's not some kind of simulation. That's why I say these kind of thoughts, they like massage your mind, they massage your brain. It's easy for you to connect to because that is what you can see. It's interesting, it sounds good. I've always said, to most people, believing in God and Jesus and talking about all that good stuff in the Bible, it doesn't sound good to them. It's not entertaining. And this world is ran off of like negative entertainment, things that can massage your mental more than like actually teaching you something. You see what I'm saying? So people have a hard time making that connection, and gaining any kind of spirituality, any kind of connection to God. And y'all, we're living in biblical times. And now it's more important to understand yourself and seek that connection with God than it has been at any other time. Um, you know, to me, I feel that way because, like I always end these videos and say, nothing is changing. Like, nothing is actually getting better. Only you can get better as a person, as an individual. You can try to help people, but not everybody can be helped, because most people will only see destruction come toward the end of their lives because they chose to ignore what is actually going on. That's going to be a lot of people's future, is destruction and death. We're all going to die, but we're all going to have a deserving death. I remember XXX saying that might have been one of the very true things that he said, but there's going to be a lot more destruction that's going to come to this world, and people are going to get what they deserve. There's already a lot of evil that is going on in this world. There's already so much perversion that, I don't even know where to start. You know what I'm saying? But all I could do is continue to do my part, continue to walk the path that I've been chosen to walk. And that's, pretty much all I can control. And I have accepted that a long time ago. I feel that I still have a mission, and I'm still gonna, continue to chase that mission until I feel it's over, or until God points me in another direction where now, I must put my attention on this or that, whatever that may be when that time comes. But, to end this video off, we're definitely living in a time where, make it more about you, make it more about love. Love the ones that are around you, your family. If you can, if there's room, make up. People that you haven't forgiven, forgive them first. Then you could properly move on. If there's family that you don't talk to and you feel like there's space that you can, do it. You probably won't regret it. Friends as well. I think it's more about loving the ones that are around you, forgiving people, and, in the midst of all that, make sure you focus on yourself. Make sure you focus on your heart. Make sure you focus on God. And you can still live the life that you've always wanted to live. Doing these things doesn't, it doesn't give you a boring life. It doesn't mean you're not going to do the things that you want, because we all want to live a certain kind of way. We all see ourselves living a certain kind of way. But just because you chose to chase the light through God does not mean that you won't live, you know, the life that you deserve. I promise you, you'll see doors open up galore if you just let some of these things go that's been holding on to you or that's been tainting your soul, and you start to walk with God. And I think it's as simple as that. And a lot more people will find that out when they make that choice and they commit to God. So I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there. Y'all know, usually when I do videos like this, I like to show my face and kind of like talk to y'all one-on-one, because these are things I feel very strong and confident about. So, you know, I like to pop out, like show my face, you know, like we here, like this is real. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the message goes through a little bit more when I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, bro. I'm talking to y'all. And this is where we must go. It's 2024. And this shit is getting real. It's getting real. So yeah, y'all already know what's going on, man. A lot of people have been asking me to do a video on Ashley Massaro. Now that comes from the Vince McMahon and the whole wrestling video that we did. So I think I'll do that video for y'all, get that going. Should probably have that out a couple days after I drop this video. I've already looked up a couple of things about her because I didn't catch her in the research that I was doing on Vince McMahon. I did see something where I think she filed some kind of complaint or lawsuit against him like in 2017. I don't know if it was a lawsuit, but she did come out and, you know, accuse Vince McMahon of a couple of things. So not going to go too far into that right now, but I think that might be the next video after this one. Y'all let me know if y'all want to see that video. I don't know why I'm asking. A bunch of y'all already brung her up. So with that being said, I appreciate all the love, y'all. It's been a lot of love. It's been a lot of love, man, and I appreciate it. So yeah, man, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon.